This is Handle the Shit, the podcast where septic gets strategic and business gets real. I'm Tanya Wilson, CEO of Homefield East Valley, and me and my crew are here to help you run a business that doesn't run you. We're not guessing, we're in it. Grit, mistakes, wins, real shit from the field and the office. The stuff no one tells you about, but all the things you need. It's not just theory, it's not just hype, it's just what works. Are you ready to build the septic business of your dreams? Welcome to Handle the Shit podcast. Welcome back to the podcast. I've got Tim Butler, our service manager at Homefield.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's possible. Have it. No, I may hold it in.
That, like, what's the secret sauce to get like a great team together? Or like, how do you get these guys to all get along with each other? Like, how do you do, people are looking for the secret sauce answer, you know, like, what is it that you do? I think the septic business has had a stigma of like, I know when I first got in this, I was like, you want to do what? Like, hell no. Like, what am I supposed to tell my girlfriends I do? This is disgusting. You know, like I didn't want to be in this industry either. Obviously, my tune has changed a lot with that because I see opportunity in what we have here. Sometimes getting into industries that maybe you think like nobody grows up and they're like, I'm going to drive a shit pumping truck for a living. You did? You wanted to do that?
Yeah.
Well, look at you now.
I know. Dream come true.
That it is a very amazing job that obviously we've created great opportunity for the three young gentlemen that work on our team as service technicians, for them to come in, make good money, take great pride in their work, and also have room for expansion. And sometimes that doesn't always just mean another management position or moving up, but opportunities to learn more, earn more, and be able to have more responsibilities. So just diving into this, what is something that jumps out to you right away on how you, when you're interviewing somebody for this position, how do you explain what this job entails, or like an opportunity that is in front of them? Because I don't think a lot of people, when they come in for an interview for a septic pumping technician, thinks it's a great opportunity. They're looking for a job.
Right. Wow. That's a good question, actually. Feeling them out, seeing what they did in the past, if it's something dirty, if it's someone who worked in the office their whole lives and now they want to, come into our industry, and I'm like, oh, you know what? If your nails are you're not willing to get your nails dirty, this may not be something for you. Someone who's actually been knee deep into grimy stuff.
Yeah.
Working, someone that works hard, and it doesn't even have to be so much in the septic world, but willing to get dirty and know that dirt can come off. That's someone who I'll actually start to look at. Yeah.
They take great pride in getting dirty for the day and feeling like they had a job well done. You know, they accomplished something.
Yeah. That's the beginning. And then from then on, I just listen to how they talk, and with a few extra questions on seeing where their mindset is. If they're open to new ideas and new experience, then that right there is a great start, because then I can show them what the septic is about. And then once they see it, then I show them what opportunities there are to actually make a very good living at this.
Yeah, absolutely. So once they come in the doors, because you've had your first hire already since you've been with us, with Justin. So when he came in the doors and he started working with us, how did you communicate to him what was possible within this position?
Well, okay. With Justin, and what I like to do with everyone, that not who I hire, but who works for me. When I first came here, I did the same thing with Justin. I showed them, first of all, I'm not afraid to get dirty. I'm more than willing to actually get in these tanks with you, even though I'm claustrophobic. And that was a scary one, but I'm willing to get in the hole with a shovel and dig elbow to elbow with them. And Justin actually came out on the job site when we actually first met, and he saw that I was digging. He didn't know it was me until he walked up, and I was like, Justin? He was like, Tim. He was like, oh, what are you doing? I said, I'm digging a hole. He was like, why? I said, because the tech's over there getting another shovel.
Yeah.
And we're digging a hole. This is something like 3 days later when we spoke, he said, I've never saw any boss of mine actually help.
Oh,
And that was huge. I was like,
yeah.
dude, I'm not just here to be looked at. I'm
Yeah.
here to actually assist when it's needed. I'm not here to do your job, but I'm here to assist, and I'm not afraid to get my hands dirty. So that was the first step with Justin, because once he saw that, he was like, I could tell this was a different place.
Yep.
And that alone brought him in. And then as he started training with the guys and saw the potential of making sales and making money, he was like, I see what this place is about. And we actually had a conversation to where he felt like this is someplace where he can actually stay, longevity, as well as making some really good money. And he came in rock star.
Yeah.
Rock star. And he's been doing it ever since. And he actually added on to the excellence that we portray here at Home Fields. So
Yeah.
he was a great addition to the family. And I say family because you will see that I look at Home Field as one big family that continue on growing.
That's amazing. I think it's so great to let them know, yes, like your job's important, and let them know that it's just as important as some other highfalutin, whatever job that's out there. Skilled trades is something for a long time people changed the conversation on. You know, there was people that took great pride in being part of the trades and that their grandfather had done this
Right.
and their dad had done this. And it was like a generational thing that people stayed in the trades. And then it became to where like people weren't talking about the trades at all. Everybody had to go to college. Like everybody had to go to college. And then like now it's coming back around like college is so goddamn expensive. Like, and are there even going to be jobs that you're going to college for 4 years from now anyways? Like the advancement of AI and technology is taking over. Like a copywriter is probably not going to be a job that anyone needs anytime soon. Like ChatGPT will write everything for you. So it's those little things like the trades have like suddenly taken a shift on social media and have become like a cool place to work again. It really is. So how do you, when you're talking to your guys, I think it's a little bit easier with our guys here because a lot of them have come from the trades. But if you had somebody that is new, just coming into the trades, take Tanner, for example, our new service technician that's helping out with us. How do you explain to him that his job is just as important as, you know, somebody out there that's in this white collar job, you know, taking great pride in their work?
Right. Well, with the new guy, as brought up Tanner, for him to see how we get these phone calls, and every phone call is always an emergency. Oh, it's an emergency. I need you to come out here. I got this going on, that going on. But for him to see and to hear how our customers are having issues in their home and they need someone to come save them.
Yeah.
And we come and save them. We don't have a cape, but we have a big truck, and that's our cape, and we come in to save the day.
Yeah.
And when we do help them out, figure out what's going on, pump it, clogs, whatever the case may be, and we're done and said, and seeing that customer has a smile on their face and how appreciative they are when our guys leave, he sees that. Our guys already see that. They already know how to react. They already feel good about it. And he begins to feel good about it. Because he told me, he was like, it felt good. The first time he was out on an emergency, he said, it felt good to actually help somebody. And I was like, yeah, you know what? And that becomes an addiction. You get addicted to watching people smile on their face when you walk away knowing that you gave them a good service.
Yeah. Is that servant mindset, like service mindset, you know, like it's just like when people like to help others, which I think our team is so great at because there's not one person on our team that I would say like they don't like to help
Right.
because everybody just like jumps in and helps with anything. It really is a great home for those people to be able to just personally, internally be able to grow from being able to produce that
Yeah.
service for
Yes.
people
Yes.
outside of that. And knowing like we know how to run and operate this big pump truck. Not everybody knows how to do this. Our service in septic pumping, I'm sorry, you're not going to Home Depot and renting a service truck
No,
or a
no,
pump truck.
no,
Like
not
you
even
can't pump
close.
your own shit. And even if you
No.
did, what are you going to do with it?
Right. You gotta know where to take
Like,
it.
well, you got to know where to take it. That's a whole nother
Yeah.
level of things. How are you going to find the tank? Like,
Yeah.
there's so many technical skills that sometimes the world and kind of just overlooks.
Mm-hmm.
Like I say all the time when they're like, "Ooh, septic, what made you got into that?" That's the shit that nobody thinks about.
Right.
Literally. And then you can start a funny conversation around that. But that's why I love to be in this industry. One, education and protecting the
Mm-hmm.
environment because people have no idea the impact that wastewater
Right.
actually has.
Right.
How our world is completely connected by sewer pipes and gas pipes and all these things. I think it's fascinating how the world works. And then just being able to make sure that people understand how to take care of their home. Everybody wants a shower.
Right.
Everybody wants laundry and toilets that work, and no one wants that shit coming back up in their bathtub. So, how can we
It
teach
does.
every person that we go out to how to properly take care of their system
Right.
to avoid that as much as possible? And you've built a great culture of guys that they take great pride in that.
Yes, they do. And I love watching these guys talk to the customers.
Mhm.
I like walking up to a customer where our guys is doing service and just watching them interact with the customers and seeing how the customers actually paying attention, like
Mhm.
listening to them and remembering what they're saying and
Yeah.
then asking a lot of questions. So, and while you're asking a lot of questions, that means they want to know. And for us to actually have the answers for them and explain it in detail
Yeah.
on what that answer is about, it's a beautiful thing.
Sure.
And they love it. And a lot of our customers is not only are they more knowledgeable when we walk away and they understand their septic, because a lot of people, one, don't know they have septic.
Right.
Two, don't know how it works, which is, I understand that because you put it in the ground and nobody thinks about it.
Right.
So, and then at that point, they actually pay attention to their septic tank.
Mhm.
Then you have customers calling up before it's an emergency, before there's a problem. So, watching them explain how the septic works and educate our customers is a beautiful thing.
Yeah, it really is. I think another part of respect too is how obviously your fleet looks. Is your fleet clean? Are your guys in clean uniforms? Do they look professional?
Yeah.
Do they have it's the way that they talk.
Right. And our trucks are pretty darn clean. And
And
I tell you, before I started working here, I remember driving into Phoenix, going to work one early morning, and I saw the truck come by. I was like, wow, that's a clean truck. I would like to work for them. And ironically enough, within a year, I'm actually working for them. So it's a beautiful to watch a clean truck pull up in front of your home and knowing that you're going to get a service that looks just as good because they care about it.
yeah.
So if they care about their trucks, they're going to care about when they leave your property.
Mhm.
We're going to have it look as close as possible from digging a hole 3 feet in your dirt in your ground
Yeah.
to look as close as we possibly can the way it was when we left.
Right. I see people in like HVAC vans, plumbing vans, vans of any kind, or like the furniture mover guys or something moving companies, and they've got like all the shit on their dashboards,
Oh
and you can't even
yeah.
see anything, or
Right.
their truck hasn't been washed in God knows how long,
Mm-hmm.
or the stickers are all fried and falling
Right.
off. And I'm like, the second that a person steps out, even having people come to my house before that I open the door and they're not in any kind of uniform.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, are you a creeper in a non-marked white
Right.
van? Which I've had that with a home warranty company before. Like, do I
Mm.
let you in or not? Like, I have to tell you the story. So
Question.
I had a guy that came in for home warranty. He was supposed to fix something on my sink in my bathroom upstairs in my bedroom.
Okay.
And he walks in the house, no uniform whatsoever,
Oh, so no
unmarked
shirt.
white van. I'm like, I'm gonna die, but I know this guy is coming. Like, what's your name? His name was Taylor. Okay, great. He comes in the house.
It wasn't Tim.
He like He starts walking up my stairs, and there's kind of like a little landing before it like turned at
Right.
my old house. And he gets up and he has freaking Crocs on. Crocs. And he's like, oh, guess I should have taken my shoes off. And he like just kicks them off and keeps walking up the stairs.
Really?
Like I'm standing by the door still. And I'm like, holy shit. Like when you own a service business or you work in a service business, you're extremely attuned. I'm a freak about this as to how people's service is.
Right.
And I'm like, he would be fired so fast. Like, do I tell him? Do I not tell his
Right.
boss? Like, obviously, does he own the place? He's in an unmarked white van. That already tells me that the owner of that company doesn't give a shit about how they appear
Right.
to others.
Right.
So it's really important if you find yourself in something like that, like make sure that we're doing that. We got to make sure we got to get you a new truck so we can get it all marked up. As I'm saying this, I'm like, Tim's truck has no markings on it at all.
It has marks on it. There's plenty of marks on it.
But it's getting sold. I don't want to invest in that yet and then do it again. So those are things that we have to do in order to make sure that we stand out. And it's like, oh my God, like how many times have people called us because they see our truck rolling down the road or the neighbors? Yeah.
And a lot of times I've had customers actually say that, wow, I watched your guys when he was done. He cleaned off all his tools and he sprayed down, even watered the grass, when we left. So it was just as clean as it was when we left, except that one little spot. And it was a little spot there was some dirt because we actually, dug the ground up. It's good to hear the customers saying that they see us washing our equipment off. So we don't go to the next customer with dirty equipment.
Yeah. We don't want to do that. Or rocks flying off trailers and things like that. We don't want any of that to happen.
And I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
Yesterday, I was talking to Isaac and he did a customer early in the day. And I was like, Isaac, you didn't take no pictures of when you were done. He was like, I did. Tim was like, well, let's go through them, Isaac. He was like, there. I was finished. I was like, wait a minute, dude. This looked just like the. He was like, I know. I did a good job, didn't I? I was like, and I zoomed in. I was like, wow, dude. That was an awesome job you did. He was like, I know. I'm proud of that one. I'm glad you noticed it. I said, I didn't notice it, Isaac. That's how good it was.
Yeah.
I thought that was the first picture from before you started. And that kind of pride is hard to find people to have that pride.
Yeah.
So sometimes you have to get them to want that pride. I mean, I'm gonna tell you, when I first came here, I wasn't the cleanest dude. He left a lot.
No, you're like, put your damn tools away.
Yeah, a lot of yards and had to go back. But he went back a couple of times and understood, like, dude, I understand you want to get to your next job, but we have to finish and make sure this customer is taken care of before we go to the next one.
Yep. That's
and
the
that
pride of
customer
developing a team.
and that customer will appreciate you not leaving their yard a mess.
Yeah.
So when you get to the next customer and you do the same thing, they will understand if you're running late. This is why you ran late, because you're making sure their property looks like we didn't turn it upside down.
Yeah.
So I've never had a customer saying, oh, you left my yard dirty. You didn't leave it dirty. So they're appreciative that you leave their property like how it was left. Because most of them is having something going on that week, and they actually wait to the last minute to call us so we can dig a 3-foot hole in their backyard when they're about to have a barbecue. Go figure.
They love that, or a wedding or something else.
Exactly, or a wedding.
Well, if a service manager is listening to this podcast today and they really want to start developing more pride within their team of service techs out in the field, what is the first piece of advice you would tell them to do? And by first piece of advice, what's step one for them? Because we've given them a ton of shit to think about. What's step one?
To have pride in step one. Show them you have pride in the operation itself.
Perfect answer.
Because if they actually feed off of you, if you show them that they don't care, guess what? They're pretty much going to do the same thing.
Yep.
They're not going to care at all. So, and as long as you show them that, hey, listen, I care about the trucks being clean, they're going to care about the trucks being clean. I care about you coming back safely. they're going to care about themselves coming back safety and also their team members. So
Absolutely.
everything starts from us. If we show them that we don't care, and whatever facet it may be, they're gonna do the same thing.
Yeah,
So,
the pride of the leadership of the team is the pride of the team. It just is.
absolutely.
Because we've all definitely worked for ones that didn't care.
Oh yeah, we did.
And I've definitely had people before that you can tell that they don't care as much. They don't come around. They're not as like involved with people. They just don't care as much. And that is something that you have to extinguish really quickly if you want to continue to keep up a really positive, prideful team. Positively prideful team.
Yes.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for your time again today, Tim, and all of your wisdom. Until next time, handle the shit. You've been listening to Handle the Shit, powered by Homefield East Valley. We're here to lead, to build, and to show the world that septic pros don't just clean up messes, we run shit. If this hit home, share it with someone in the field. Leave us a review or just get back out there and handle yours. Stay gritty, stay growing. Tune back in next week for another amazing episode and keep handling the shit.